This tutorial is about the course organizational theory and behavior, and in this course there are about 9 chapters, but for today in this tutorial we can cover just the first chapter of the course, which is about the meanings and the concept of organization. So to deal about organizational behavior, organizational theory, first we need to know about organization. So this tutorial will work you about the organization, what organization means, and then we're gonna see different issues that are associated with the meanings and the concept of organization. To start with, let us start with definition. And an organization is defined as a social entity that has a collective goal and is composed of a group of people, and often has a structure designed to facilitate the achievement of its objectives. So organizations or an organization is a social entity. Okay, socially it is a social tool. Okay, a social tool that holds a collective goal for the sake of the accomplishment of objectives that drive from the very reason why the organization is established. Organizations can exist in various forms, in different forms, like profit organizations, companies, business enterprises, corporations. Okay, organizations that are profit oriented, and non-profit organizations like non-governmental organizations working toward the well-being of the society as a whole, helping orphans and helping the marginalized and disadvantaged groups in the society, working about regarding development issues. Okay, government agencies, community-based organizations, all these are the forms of the organizations, and we would see deep into such changes about the types of organizations in the later part of this tutorial. And organizations can take different sizes. Okay, small organizations, and medium organizations, and multinational corporations. Okay, small organizations like organizations at community level, at village level, organizations that function at regional level, at national level, and sometimes they can be cross-national. Okay, an organization can have branches throughout the world. So those organizations are called multinational organizations, and especially those business corporations like, for example, Pepsi, Cola, Coca-Cola, and there are different organizations that are multinational. The purpose of an organization is to achieve shared goals by coordinating the efforts of its members in an efficient and effective manner. So the aim of any organization is to successfully accomplish its goals. Okay, every organization is organized to achieve a particular goal. Okay, every organization, when established, need to have a vision, and from the vision, mission is driven, and from the mission, goals, and from the goals, objectives, and then based on the objectives and activity plans would be there, and the day-to-day role of the organization would be to implement the plans, the activity plans that are determined based on the goals and objectives of the organization. And organizations are filled with staff, filled with a human resource, financial resource, once established, there should be a resource with which the organization could able to function. And the purpose of every organization is to coordinate the efforts of to direct the efforts of all its financial and human resources to achieve the goals in efficient and effective manner. In specific terms, let us look into the functions of organization. The organization has various functions. Organizations have various functions that help to achieve objectives effectively, and the following are the major functions of an organization, a particular organization. It can be, as we have said, it can exist in many forms. It can be for profit, it can be for non-profit, government agency, any organization. We are talking in generic. And the first function of an organization that is existing is planning. Planning is the process of defining the goals and objectives of the organization and developing a strategy to achieve them. As I have said, organizations need to execute activities in order to achieve their goals, and before activities come into place, there need to be a plan, a written plan. Written plan, and the plans could be short-term plans and strategic plans. Annual plans or strategic plans. Strategic plans are those plans that sort times into future, like for 5 years, for 3 years, or for 10 years, like that. But annual plan is confined within 12 months of time span, and the organization need to execute this annual plan within 1 year. Therefore, planning is about plan drives from the very vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the organization. Therefore, it is breaking down the goals of the organization, the objectives of the organization into activities, into specific activities, and operate accordingly. So organizations should plan to function. And planning involves identifying the resources required, establishing priorities, and creating a roadmap to reach the desired destination. The desired destination is the vision of the organization. And in planning, a resource need to be identified. How much financial resource is there? What about human resource? What about material resource? All this should be specified, and the priority should be set. Which activity should come first and which comes next? Which comes on certain order, and like that. Priority, functions that are urgent, and in the best interest of the organizational goals and objectives should come front, and followed by those activities that need to follow the urgent ones. And then planning is about defining a roadmap, about establishing a roadmap to execute activities so that the organization could successfully and effectively achieve its organizational goals and objectives. The second major function of a particular organization is organizing. Organizing is the process of arranging the resources, both human and physical, in a structured manner to achieve the goals of the organization. Therefore, allocation of resources, allocating resources in a proper manner, human resource and material resource, like for example, if vehicle is machines, or materials, in the organization need to be allocated properly. Every work unit, every department, every function in the organization need to get a proper amount of resources so that it could support it could share the contribution toward the achievement of the organizational goal to the extent that it should. And organizing involves dividing the work among employees, defining roles and responsibilities, and establishing communication channels. Okay, when now the organization is organizing itself, it needs to divide work among employees. Okay, so that a group of employees or individual employees need to have a proper work share. Okay, every employee should contribute to the utmost capacity, okay, to his utmost capacity or to her utmost capacity to what is the organizational plans and organizational goals. And roles need to be defined, responsibilities need to be defined. Which role would be accomplished by which employee, and which responsibility need to be paid by which department, which function in the organization need to be defined. And communication, a clear communication channel should be there. Okay, what's most important in an organization is information, and for a smooth flow and healthy flow of organization, information, there need to be a clear lines of communication, and that falls under the function of organizing. The organization need to establish communication channels as part of its organizing function. The third function of organization of a particular organization is staffing. And staffing is the process of selecting, hiring, and training employees to fill the positions required to achieve the goals of the organization. Okay, staffing is about employment of personnel, employment of human resource, employing the right person at a right position in a particular organization, so that the employee could execute the activities of the organization according to the plan and according to the work description and specifications. It involves identifying the skills and competencies required for the job, screening and interviewing candidates, and providing orientation and training to new employees. Okay, when staffing includes all this, okay, it ranges from identifying employee, okay, an employee with proper skill and competence for the job of the organization. Okay, the organization would have different departments, and within each department there would be vacant positions in which individuals with proper skills and competencies they should be hired. And the staffing function of the organization ranges just from identifying individuals with proper and appropriate skills and competencies. Okay, if the position requires a graduate of economics, then the organization need to recruit economists with proper skills and competencies, with proper knowledge of economics profession, and then screen, interview them, provide orientation, training, okay, induction, okay, providing orientation in a sense, induction, introduce the organization to them, and communicating the purpose of the organization, the vision of the organization, the mission, the goals, and the objectives of the organization, so that the employee would become part of the organization and commit himself to what is the goals and objectives of the organization and function accordingly. Another function is directing. Directing is a process of guiding and leading employees to achieve the goals of the organization. Okay, its nomenclature is clear, and when we say directing, it is about guiding or leading. Okay, and the organizations once executed the staffing function, it means that they had employees, okay, Okay, they acquired employees, they hired employees, and the hired employees need to operate, need to work, and in order to work, the organization should guide, should lead them. Okay, therefore that is why the directing is one of is among the important functions of organization. Directing is about guiding, leading employees so that the employees would exert their efforts to the best level of their expectation to achieve the goals of the organization. It involves setting performance standards, providing feedback and coaching, and motivating employees to work toward the organization's objective. Therefore, directing is about establishing performance standards, specifying the extent to which employees need to perform. Okay, performance standard, so that based on the performance standards, the organization could evaluate the performance of its employees, and then based on performance standard, the organization evaluates and then provide feedbacks based on the evaluation. Okay, feedback. Communicate the employees and saying like. Your strong side is that we weakness in this respect, and like that, and coach them, okay, and motivate them, inspire them, okay, so that employees could work toward the organization's objectives. Another function of the organization is controlling, and controlling is the purpose of monitoring and evaluating the performance of the organization to ensure that it is on track to achieve its goals. Okay, so controlling function is about monitoring and evaluation. Okay, monitoring and evaluation. Okay, monitoring and evaluation are two confusing terms, and people confuse monitoring for evaluation and evaluation for monitoring sometimes. But there are technical differences between the two terms. When we say monitoring, it is about a day-to-day follow-up. This is a day-to-day looking after the the operations of the organization, the functions of the organization on daily basis. Okay, it is continuous. While evaluating could be undertaken based on the size and the purpose of the organization and the nature of the functions of the organization could evaluate its activities on semester-wise, okay, like mid-year, and or on annual basis. Okay, on annual basis. Once evaluation could be undertaken once in a year. It could be undertaken twice in a year, but monitoring is ongoing. Okay, and controlling involves establishing performance metrics, analyzing data, and taking corrective actions when necessary. Okay, therefore, performance metrics or performance standards would be there, and based on the performance metrics or performance measurement, the organization then using monitoring specifications would follow up the day-to-day function of its employees, and then collect data based on the metrics. Okay, and then whenever there is deviation, when there is wrongdoing, then the organization would take corrective actions, okay, corrective measurements in order to prevent the mistakes when necessary. Okay, therefore controlling is about day-to-day follow-up of the organizational activities, and evaluation of the activities every year. Okay, once in a year or twice in a year, or quarterly for 4 times in a year, or semester-wise, which is 2 times in a year, or just once in a year. It depends upon the organization's preference. In addition to planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling those functions we discussed. There are several other important functions that organizations perform to achieve their goals and objectives. Some of those functions are coordination. Okay, coordination is another function of the organization, and it is about ensuring that different departments and teams within the organization are working together effectively and efficiently to achieve common goal. Okay, this is about ensuring there is interdependence. Okay, there is interdependence and a mutual support between and or among the different departments and teams within the organization, and that is called. It's about facilitating the interdependence of departments and teams in the organization to work together. Okay, efficiently and effectively to achieve common goals. After all, a department is divided within the organization only because to facilitate the operations, not to make them work independently. And when need arise, those departments can cooperate. They can coordinate together and work on common goals and achieve the organizational objectives thereby. This may involve establishing communication channels, defining roles and responsibilities, and establishing processes and procedures to facilitate collaboration. Okay, clear. Another function of organization, a particular organization, is support services. Support services are essential for the smooth operation of an organization. These services may include accounting, finance, human resource, information technology, and facilitate management. Okay. Beside the major goals and objectives of the organization, there would be support services that the organization need to undertake, like without accounting and finance, without human resource activities, human resource targeted functions or activities, without application of technological facilities, and without managing the facilities of the organization, then the organization would be seldom successful. So, there need to be a support service. This function support the other functions of the organization, okay, and help to ensure that the organization is running effectively and efficiently, or efficiently and effectively. Another function is innovation. Innovation involves creating new ideas, products, and services, okay, that meet the changing needs of the customers and market. If the organization is for profit or a business company, then it has to innovate about bringing into the table new products and new services, new ideas. Okay, and this is also applicable in government and non-government organizations, but mostly in business organizations. Organizations that are able to innovate effectively are better positioned to stay competitive and achieve a long-term success. Innovation is important for every organization. Customer service is another function. Customer service involves providing excellent customer service to meet the needs and expectations of customers. This may involve providing technical support, answering customer inquiries, and resolving customer complaints. Okay, this sometimes you may use it to get a message from the organization that you purchase materials or services from, and this is what is technically termed as customer service. Okay, whenever you need something, you could write them a message and then they respond to the message, or you could give them a call and they respond to your call, like that. Okay, you can ask questions online. Okay, and you can present your complaint to the complaint department, and they could give you a response within short time. And this is customer service. Organizations that prioritize customer service are more likely to retain customers and build positive relationship with them. Organizations that have customer service, okay, that are responsive to customers, that resolve customer complaints, that gives technical support to their customers, are more likely to hold customers for a long time, to retain their customers, so that customers stick to those organizations and continue to be their customers for a long time. Another function is quality control. Ensuring that products and services meet the required standard of quality is among the functions of the organization. This may involve establishing quality control process and procedures, conducting quality audits, and implementing quality improvement initiatives. Okay. After all, organizations, whether they are government, non-government, or other forms of organizations, they need to focus on quality. Okay, they need to focus on quality of their products or their services. And one of the functions of the organization, therefore, need to be controlling the quality. Okay, controlling the quality by establishing quality control process and procedures, conducting quality audits. Okay, whether the actual quality of the product and services, is compliant with the expected quality of the service and the products. And then whenever they find deviations, whenever they find a gap between the expected quality and the real quality, then they need to implement quality improvement initiatives, quality improvement measures. Another function of the organization is corporate social responsibility. CSR is very important. And corporate social responsibility involves an organization's commitment to responsibility and ethical behavior that contribute to the well-being of the society and the environment. Okay, these functions are other than the functions aimed at the internal goals and objectives of the organization. Thus, corporate social responsibility is the organization's commitment to serve the society, okay, and the ethical behavior that it demonstrates, okay, in order to contribute towards the well-being, to the safety of the society and the environment. And organizations can contribute towards the organization to hygienize the environment in which they are operating. Organizations could contribute the funds to help orphans. They may contribute funds to to expand educational service, health service, and sometimes may give material support to those who are in need. Okay, and that is corporate social responsibility. And corporate social responsibility may involve volunteer work, charitable donations, and community engagements. Okay, organizations that prioritize community, corporate social responsibility are more likely to build positive reputations and gain the trust and support of the customers, employees, and other stakeholders. When organizations participate in corporate social responsibility, it means that they are contributing towards the well-being of the general society and the environment, so that the employees, the customers, and other stakeholders that are working in relation with these organizations would respect it, and then it is reputation, positive reputation, it is image remain to be positive in a particular society or in a particular country. Another point that makes part of our discussion is characteristics of modern organizations. And modern organizations are complex entities that are characterized by a variety of features. Some of the key characteristics of modern organizations are the first one is complexity. Okay, the world is complex today, and everything in the social arena, in the political arena, in the economic, in the cultural arena, and even the desire, the demands of the human being, okay, is intricating, is complicating, and that in turn makes the organizations need to be established in response to this complicating and intricating nature of the human civilization of the time. And that is why we say one of the characteristics of modern organization is complexity. And modern organizations are characterized by high degree of complexity with large number of employees, departments, and functions. Okay. This complexity requires effective communication, coordination, and management to achieve organizational goals. Another characteristic is modern organizations or organizations of this time are global, are functioning in a world wherein using internet, an organization or the sector in which the organization is functioning could communicate, interact from one corner of the world to another corner of the world. Therefore, they are functioning in a globalized world. So many modern organizations operate in a global context with multiple locations, stakeholders, and partners. Okay. So whenever organizations are being established, they need to look into the global contexts of their sector. Okay. Not every organization would operate at global level, but at least when they are evaluating their existence and when they are evaluating their competition even at local level, they need to put themselves in the context of the global functioning of the organizations in their sector. This requires global perspective. Therefore, they need to look at the global perspective, cross-cultural competence, and effective communication to succeed. Okay, globalization is making things more complicated, and organizations that lack global perspective, cross-cultural competence, and effective communication to address the global context of the organizations would no longer be successful. Another characteristics of the modern organizations is technological advancements. Modern organizations rely heavily on technology to support their operations, from communication and collaboration tools to established software, specialized software and hardware. Especially in those developed countries, organizations are relying on the instruments of technology. Okay, instruments brought through technological advancements, and companies in developed countries are even hiring machines and robots instead of human workers. And in developing countries or in less developed countries, the opposite could be true, but things are changing, and even in developing countries, modern technologies are taking place in modern organizations. So the issue is that technological advancements are characterizing the modern organizations. Flat structure instead of hierarchical or vertical structure. The modern organizations are taking a flat structure, horizontal structure. Many organizations have flattened hierarchies with fewer layers of management and more emphasis on collaboration and teamwork. Okay, when we say flat structures, the structures or departments or the management, okay, the structure of management of the organizations are not hierarchical, are not vertical, wherein the relationship between the top and the bottom departments or levels of management are too far. Rather, flat structures wherein a department is operate on flat structure, wherein they can communicate with each other, support each other, and collaborate with each other and work in teams. Flexibility is another characteristics of modern organization. Modern organizations are flexible and adaptable to changing circumstances, such as market trends, technological advancements, and customer needs. Change is accelerating more than ever in this modern world, and the modern organizations are shaping themselves in such a way that they could be flexible and adapt to the changes that are undergoing in market trends, in technological advancement, in customer needs, and the different aspects of their operation. Another point that we need to raise in this discussion is types of organizations. Earlier we raised it lightly about the forms of organizations, and we said that organizations could take any form, like for-profit organization, non-governmental organization, government agencies, community organizations. Those are the forms, and under this topic we're gonna just elaborate. Okay, the lists are the same, okay, similar to what we raised earlier, but a little bit we took a bit latitude to elaborate. And some of the common types of organizations are first, for-profit organizations. These organizations are created to make a profit. Their primary goal is to generate revenue and increase shareholder value. Okay, the shareholders, companies could be established either by an individual or by shareholders, and in case of shareholders, the for-profit organizations increase the revenue and the value of the asset of the shareholders. For-profit organizations include small business, medium-sized enterprises, large corporations, multinational corporations, and non-profit organizations that generate revenue through sales and other means. Examples are banks, insurance companies, micro and small enterprises, breweries, factories, cement factories, business entities at all levels. Okay, organizations that are striving for profit. Non-profit organizations, these are organizations created to serve a social or charitable purpose, and their primary goal is to achieve their mission and serve their stakeholders. Examples of non-profit organizations include charities, foundations, and religious organizations. They are typically exempt from paying taxes and are funded through donations, grants, and other sources. Thus, non-profit organizations in many countries are not required to pay taxes, and their source of funds are donations, grants, and other sources. Like people may inherit their asset possession to them when they are dying, like that. There are many non-profit organizations operating in Ethiopia, for example, that work in a range of sectors, including health, education, human rights, and environmental conservation. Another type of organization is government organizations. These organizations are created and operated by the government to provide public services and regulate industries and implement policies. Okay. Governments are established to serve the society, and in order to serve the society, there need to be organizations that are run under the governance of the government that is in custody for the time being, or for 5 years span, or for about 10 years span, and those organizations, government organizations, are trusted to provide public service, regulate industries, and implement policies across different sectors. Cooperatives are types of organizations. These organizations are owned and controlled by their members. Okay, members come together and establish cooperatives who share profits and benefits of the organizations. Once they establish it, then they share the profits and benefits of the organization. They are typically formed by individuals who share common interests or goal and share the profits among the members. A cooperative is a business or a business organization that is owned and operated by its members for their mutual benefit. The members pool their resources together and work together to achieve common goals. Cooperatives can be found in many industries, including agriculture, okay, farmers cooperative, okay, for example, retail, merchants cooperative, or enterprises cooperative, finance, okay. Examples in Ethiopia include rural and credit saving cooperatives or credit unions, farmers cooperatives or Ethiopian Tea and Coffee Authority Cooperative Union, consumer cooperatives, Addis Ababa City Cooperative Union, microfinance cooperatives, Yakatit Microfinance, Oromia Microfinance Credit Institution, Hawash Microfinance Credit Union, and housing cooperatives, among others, just to mention the examples. The list is not exhaustive. Cooperative associations are different from cooperatives, and cooperative association is a group of cooperatives that come together to achieve common goals. Okay, when cooperatives come together, okay, there can be 5 independent cooperatives, and when they come together, or 3 cooperative organizations, when they come together, then they form cooperative associations. The purpose of a cooperative association is to provide support and service to its members, member cooperatives, not for member individuals, but for as far as cooperative associations are formed of individual cooperatives, their service is to the cooperatives, not individuals, such as pooling resources for marketing, purchasing, or lobbying efforts. The members of the cooperative associations are the individual cooperatives themselves. Okay. Another type of organization is franchise. These organizations are based on a licensing agreement between a franchisor and a franchise, with the franchisor providing support and guidance to the franchise in exchange for a fee. Clubs. These organizations are formed for recreational or social purpose. Example of clubs include sport clubs, hobby clubs, and social clubs. Principles of organization. Among the principles of organization is division of labor. This principle involves dividing the work among different individuals based on their skills and abilities. Okay, division of labor means allocation of works. Okay, allocation of work among employees in an organization. Okay, it allows for specialization and efficiency in the workplace. So every individual employee department would have its work share. Okay, the work need to be allocated. Authority and responsibility. This principle involves assigning specific tasks and responsibilities to individuals within the organization. This allows for a clear line of communication and accountability. Okay, when work is divided between or among individual employee and department, authority and responsibility should be easier. There need to be a manager, and then there need to be individual employees who undertake activities. So, managers will give order for they will run the plan, okay, prepare the plan, and they give the responsibility for individual employees to undertake to execute the activities, and therefore assign specific tasks and responsibilities to individual employees. Managers need to do that. Okay, and this responsibility, always would go with accountability. When there is responsibility, there need to be accountability in place. And authority, there should be managers, there should be employees who bear responsibilities, and when they bear responsibilities, they need to bear the responsibility with accountability. Communication is another principle. There need to be clear and smooth communication between and among employees, manager, and employees, like that. Managers and employees. This principle involves exchange of information and ideas within the organization. Effective communication is essential for the success of any organization. Centralization and decentralization. Based on the nature of the organization could apply centralization or decentralization. Centralization is the form of exercising a responsibility or the form of exercising management in the organization, wherein every decision comes from the center, and decentralization is the opposite of centralization. This principle involves the degree to which decision-making authority is concentrated in a central authority or distributed among different levels of management. When it is centralization, the decision-making is exercised in most part in the center, okay, by the top management, and then the decisions of the top management flows downward to the lower levels. While decentralization is about giving responsibility of decision making for the different levels of management. Ethics and social responsibility of organizations. Okay, there need to be ethics in the exercise of organizational activities and responsibilities in appearing responsibilities as an organization. Ethics and the social responsibility are important considerations for any organization. Ethics refers to the principles and values that guide an organization's behavior and decision making. Therefore, in every organizational behavior or in every decision matters of the organization, there need to be principles and values that are ethical and responsible. Social responsibility refers to an organization's obligation to contribute to the well-being of society and the environment. Therefore, when organization executes its activities, it need to do it responsibly. Okay. Therefore, there need to be obligation. There need to be a binding principle that directs the organization to be responsible. There are several ethical considerations that organizations should take into account, including honesty and integrity. The organization need to be honest and integrity. The organization should be truthful and transparent in their dealings with stakeholders. Okay, dishonest should be avoided. Respect for individuals. Organizations should treat all individuals with respect and dignity, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or other characteristics. Organizations need to serve every individual responsibly, okay, and with respect. Responsibility for actions. Organizations should take responsibility for the impacts of their actions on society and in the environment. Okay, every action of the organization should be taken with responsibility. Irresponsible actions that could go against the benefit of the society or the environment, the safety of the environment, would not be tolerated. Therefore, organizations, should take the responsibility for their actions. Social responsibility is also an important consideration for organizations. This includes environmental sustainability. Okay. Organizations should strive to minimize their impact on the environment and promote sustainable practices. Social responsibility. Organizations should contribute to the well-being of the communities in which they operate. Human rights. Organizations should respect the human rights of all individuals and avoid contributing to human rights abuse. Organizations play an important role in society and must consider both ethical and social responsibility considerations in their operations. Perfect. By adhering to the principles of organization and promoting ethical and social responsibility, organizations can contribute to the well-being of the society and achieve their goals effectively. Okay. This is all about the organization. We have, in the tutorial we have covered different topics, and I hope it would help you. And in the next tutorial, I will come up with another topic, which is organizational behavior. And that, thank you very much, and see you.